Welcome to our weekly Forex forecast, and this is for trading for the week of April 19th to the 23rd, 2021. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here. Towards the end of the last week, we saw the stocks doing really well, and as a result of that, our yen crosses drop, or our yen drop, which means the yen crosses went up. So coming up in terms of our news here, first of all, we have monetary policy meeting minutes for Australia. And then we have CPI numbers, inflation numbers are important. And then this one here, employment numbers for UK here, even though this is not marked as a red event, it is an important event. So with this one here, average earnings are looking like they're expected to go down. But the employment numbers look okay. So if the employment numbers come in above expectations, we are likely to see the pound go up here. And CPI numbers, these are important. Again, inflation numbers for UK. So looks like we'll be seeing volatility in British pound coming up this week. We have Bank of England Governor Bailey speaking. With any of these central bankers, all we're looking for really is the commentary. So far, everybody's still saying they're supporting the markets. They will keep the monetary policy the same. And so should that continue, it would be positive for the stock market, actually. We also have Bank of Canada monetary policy statement here, not really expecting to see an interest rate hike. But again, the importance will be how are the central banks looking at inflation. So real estate markets are really crazy right now. So all this inflation, how are they going to handle it? So right now, most of them, the ones that we have heard from, are keeping things the same. So if that is the case, it would be negative for the for Canadian dollar, but it would be positive for the stock market. Monetary policy statement for euro here as well. So ECB, a bit of volatility, so a lot of central bankers here. But again, if they keep everything the same, the monetary policy stays the same, then that's good for the stock market. And in that sense, we are likely to see a continuation of the whole positive sentiment in the market. We also have PMI numbers. PMI numbers are very important. They are precursors to retail sales. So if PMI numbers come in positive, that means we would expect the retail sales to come in positive as well. And generally that they show sentiment of the market. So PMI numbers here, if they're positive, I would expect euro and pound both to go up as a result of that. All right, so let's move on to our charts here. We'll start off with euro dollar. Last week, we were looking for euro to go up, so we got that a positive move higher. Now it's at an interesting support resistance level. So right now, we are into this support resistance level. Coming all the way from here. So this is an important level here. This is where price had dropped through this level, had done backs test here and then drop. So this is again, right now we are seeing a very bullish candle into this resistance. However, it is important resistance. So if it fails, if it doesn't go through, we can still see that continuation, but it is looking strong right now. So bias is bullish, just with caution. Next target here is 1.2035, and then we're looking at 1.2150. So bullish bias here. The caution will be just the support resistance level where it is currently. So bullish bias here for euro dollar, 1.2035, and then 1.2120 is the next target. So bullish bias here. Pound dollar here, pound is also turning around. Overall, though, it's still trading in this range. We see the price bounced off of the support here. We have a nice bullish candle close, so looking for it to go towards 1.3920. So bullish bias here, and only if this crosses over, then we'll look at the top of this top of these candles, which is 1.40. So bullish bias for pound dollar as well. Aussie dollar, this one also turned around, as we can see. Now price is back into this resistance here, so watch out for that. But overall though, price is in this a bit of a range here. So once it crosses through 0.7765, looking for price to go all the way into 0.7850. So bullish bias here for Aussie dollar. New Zealand dollar here, this one also went up. Prices into resistance again. So this is again an important support and resistance level coming all the way from this. This is back in 2018. So watch out for it. If it fails here, we are looking for a range bound move back into this between this range then. So that's what I would suggest watching out for. It is bullish, though bias is bullish, again with caution, because we could see the move go or price go back in here. So I would say bullish bias with caution though here. Dollar CAD here, this one has also been stuck in a bit of a range here. It's been going back and forth between this range for the last 4 or 5 weeks here. Now we are into support. Last time it had struggled here. So something to keep in mind. Bias is bearish though. Once it crosses through 1.2470, only then will we look for the next target, which is 1.2360. So bearish bias here for dollar CAD. Just watch out this little range. Euro pound here, finally we see a bearish candle close here. There was a big bullish move here for several days that resulted in this move higher here, but price went into this resistance level again, very important support resistance level, and now we have a bearish pin bar. Just watch out for the support level though. But besides that, looking for price to drop here, bearish bias, and next target is 0.8550. So bearish bias for euro pound. Euro Swiss franc here, this one is still stuck in this range here. As we can see, price hasn't really made it through the support level. For this one to continue, we do need to see the price break. But right now, this is neutral. What I'm looking for here would be the retest of the high here towards 1.1050. And if price fails, then we're looking for a move back down here. However, the support here at 1.0980 needs to be, we do need to move through this support for it to continue lower. So bias here is neutral. And once this goes through, then this will turn bearish and we will look for price to come lower. But in the meantime, neutral bias here for Euro Swiss franc. Pound Swiss franc here, this was into support, and now we are seeing the price move back up. Okay, so okay, so this is looking bearish here. Sorry, this was bearish here, and now price is pulling back. So in this case, we are likely to see a further move up. So price, I will look for price to go into 1.2785, and then if it fails, we are likely to see a continuation here. However, it could pull back higher into 1.2860, or even all the way into a 1.2900. So I would look out for those two moves here. So we may see the price go up a little bit higher. So neutral to slightly bullish bias here for pound Swiss franc. Dollar Swiss franc here, this one's still looking a little bearish. However, price is into support here. So 0.9196, so 0.92 approximately. The concern here would be this is an important support resistance area here. So watch out for that. The momentum seems to be going down here. So bias is bearish still. With caution though, this one could turn around here. So bearish bias, next target is 0.9085. But if it fails at this point where it is currently, then I will look for that move higher. So neutral to bearish here. Pound yen here, this one is still sort of sideways here. Hasn't really been able to break through the support level. This is, again, very important support resistance level all the way from 2018. So we have a bit of pin bar here, not a very strong candle, but we could see one of these moves back towards the top of this range here. So right now, bias is neutral, expecting a range bound move here, potentially going higher for pound yen. Euro yen here, this one has been pushing into this resistance over the last few weeks here, hasn't quite been able to break through. So watch out for that breakout to the upside here. It's still neutral, it's still sideways, so neutral to bullish. Once it crosses over, then the next target is 131.27, and beyond that we are looking at 132, so neutral to bullish bias for euro yen. Still has that bullishness in it. We're just waiting for that break to the upside. Dollar yen here, this one moving lower right now. So with this, bias is bearish, but keep in mind we are into support here at 108.40. If price fails to go through the support level, then we are likely to see move back up. So watch out for this one here, 108.40. If it doesn't go through, we're looking for that move higher. Once it breaks though, then the next target is 107.50, but I would watch out for the support level here. So neutral to bearish bias for dollar yen. Aussie yen, this one is stuck in a range. It's been here for a long time. Last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, this is the overall range basically price is in. Right now, it's right into the middle of the range, hasn't really done a whole lot. So neutral bias. I will look for a move higher, perhaps towards 85.40. So if the stock market goes up, we're likely to see all the yen crosses go up as well as the Swiss franc crosses. But if the stock market were to turn around, then we could see the opposite of that. So right now, market is just sideways here for all of these. New Zealand yen as well, trading in a range right now, hasn't really gone anywhere over the last 4 weeks, been stuck in this range. So next target here is 78.50 and then into 79.20. So bias here is neutral right now, still in a range. So we'll wait for price to show us the direction. So neutral bias for New Zealand yen, next target is 79.20. This one as well, kind of stuck in a range here. Not much going on in terms of move last 5 weeks. It's been sideways. So with this, what I'm expecting here would be a potential retest and then a move back higher towards the top of the range, 88.20. So neutral bias here for CAD yen as well. All right, so moving on to our commodities here. Silver moved up nicely. And as we can see, we have a pin bar here. Now, it didn't hold up there. So I would look for a bit of a pullback here and then a potential drop. So there's this rejection here, which means we may see a move lower towards 25.50. So bias here is neutral to bearish for silver. Gold here looking quite solid still. Prices into resistance, so that's something to keep in mind. Next target will be higher though, and 1816 is the next target. So bias is bullish. Just watch out for this resistance, because if it fails here, we could still see a drop, but it is looking bullish for now. So 1816 is the target. Oil here, oil is also bullish. We finally see that price was able to break through that resistance. It is again into resistance here, but looking bullish. Next target is 65.50. So bullish bias here for oil as well, and then we'll target the high. Bias is bullish for oil. Copper here, copper's been going back and forth here. It hasn't been able to break through the resistance. So it's sideways, still has that bullishness in it. So we could see a retest of 4.20, but I would say a neutral bias for now for copper. Bitcoin here, Bitcoin looks like the current price has dropped. So this is not the current price. Current price has dropped. So price has been a little. So with this one here, I will watch out for price coming back towards the support level here. So the current price is 55.8. Thanks, Salvatore there. With this one, I will watch out for price coming back into the support level here. It did have this bullishness in it, but it looks like it's stalling here. It doesn't have the same level of velocity that it did here. So we may see a pullback back into 53,000 and even potentially into 50,000. So right now, bearish bias for Bitcoin here. S&P 500 still looking bullish here. Next target here is 4250. So bullish bias here for S&P 500. Nasdaq still looking bullish. It's pushing into that resistance. So this is the daily chart. The only thing for this one here would be this resistance. It's been stuck here for last few days. Overall, from the weekly perspective, though, this is still bullish. And next target is 14,200. So bias is bullish here for Nasdaq. Next one here, Dow Jones. So all these equities markets have been going up. So we have to watch out with these as well, because it's just been a one directional move. The candles here are not as strong. So watch out for those pullbacks. Right now, though, still bullish, but I would just be cautious there. Next target is 34,000. Next target 34,800. So bias here is bullish for Dow Jones. DAX here as well, it was trading in this range. So this is the daily chart here. It was trading in this range. It has gone through this one. So still has that bullish bias. And next target here will be 15,675, but I will watch out for that pullback back into the support level at 15,300. So bullish bias here for DAX as well. FTSE here, again, looking bullish on the daily, and going back to weekly here, as we can see, it's starting to fill this, this inefficient move here. So next target is back into this resistance at 7050. So the support turning into resistance, watch out for that. And above that, we have 7120. So bias is bullish for FTSE. And then last but not least here, Nikkei here. Nikkei is looking neutral here. So right now, still hasn't really done much. So sideways move here, expecting a sideways move. We may see this price go back towards 30,300, but still looking neutral. So neutral bias for Nikkei here as well. All right, so that's all I have. Any questions before we wrap it up? No questions? All right, so you guys have a wonderful rest of the week, and I'll be back with the daily analysis on Monday. Bye for now.